Hey folks, how you doing? How have you been? Laducium here playing some more Hearthstone. We're going to jump right into the arena and we're going to buy our way in. And now we're going to see who we get. We get a Warlock, a Hunter, or a Druid. You know, I don't get Hunter often enough. I like Hunter. Let's play as Hunter. Metal Tooth Leaper. I was going to say Leper, and that makes no sense. Metal Tooth Leper. Give your other mechs +2 attack. So this is good if we have a lot of mechs, but I don't know if we'll have lots of mechs. On the other hand, we have a Demolisher and King of the Beasts, which is also new. It's got Taunt, Battlecry, gain +1 attack for each other beast you have. This seems really good if I have a lot of beasts out. So are we going to have a mech deck? Or are we going to have a beast deck? It does seem really good, but it is 5 mana, and unless I know I have a lot of beasts, this could be actually kind of tricky, because I'd have to have, well, if I have one beast out, this is a Fen Creeper, and then it gets better from there, but I'd have to have at least one beast in play. Interesting. And then, of course, Demolisher, which is okay. It dies pretty easily. Let's go with King of Beasts. Now, you know what? Let's go with Demolisher. Let's not... it dies easily, but if I can play it and get it out there, it could be really good. I don't like any of these. We're going to take the Ogre Magi. Bloodfin Raptor, Amani Berserker, or Tundra Rhino. Tundra Rhino could be really good. And Armani Berserker could be good in the right circumstances. So let's go with Tundra. Screw it. We'll go with Armani Berserker. I'm watching my mana curve because that's been part of my problem. Is I get some really good high-level creatures, they all die, and then basically I get screwed because I can't keep up with my opponent who's able to play a lot of smaller creatures. Recombobulator. Transform a friendly minion into a random minion with the same cost. That's interesting and could be really good. Snake Trap could be potentially good with the right cards. And Gladiator Longbow is a lot of mana, but we are immune while attacking, so this gives us the ability to clear out some big stuff on the board if we want to. I'm tempted to go with the Recombobulator just because it's fun, but I think I should go with the Gladiator's Longbow, just because this will let me actually clear out some big stuff. I only get 2 attacks, but any kind of taunt, anything like that, I can basically clear out. Now, of course, I won't be able to play this until at least turn 7, so that kind of sucks. But what can you do? So we'll take it. Cobra Shot, deal 3 damage to a minion and to the enemy hero. It's kind of good, but it is 5 mana, so it's basically a whatever that card is that deals 3 damage or 5 damage if you have a beast, plus our hero ability, so not that great. Instead, we can take Raging Worgen, which is a 3/3 and could potentially get Wind Fury, or Timberwolf if we have enough beasts, but we don't have many beasts. We haven't been taking beasts, so if I knew I was going to get Timberwolf, I would have taken the Snake Trap and the King of the Beasts there. Especially if I knew I was going to get Snake Trap, then King of the Beasts becomes that much better. But we will take Timberwolf. It's early on. It's a decent enough card. Now, Corehound is a beast, so that could come in handy. Harvest Golem's pretty good, and Frostwolf Warlord could be good if we have a lot of beasts again. This is something that would have been great with Snake Trap. Fortunately, we got Snake Trap early on, and I couldn't have depended on getting this stuff, so it's kind of hard to predict. We're going to take the Harvest Golem. Although the Corehound could be good if I had Charge, if I had taken the Tundra Rhino, because then I could play that on the following turn and get a Corehound that charges. Web Spinner is a good early card, plus gets me a beast. I might take it. Or Shattered Sun Cleric, but I think I'll go with Web Spinner. Hunter's Mark could be really good. Tall Strider is pretty good. It's a 5/4 for 4. Or Razorfin Hunter. We'll go with the Tall Strider. Spectral Knight's really good. So no doubt about it, I'm taking the Spectral Knight there. Demolisher again, Cold Lights here, and Mana Wraith. I don't like any of these. We're going to take Demolisher again. Worgen Infiltrator, Silverback Patriarch, or Dragonling Mechanic. I hate all of these. We'll take the Dragonling Mechanic. Silver Moon Guardian, Rockjaw Trog, which is pretty good, or another Ogre Magi. We'll take this. Makes our opponent think twice before casting spells. Timberwolf, Loot Hoarder, or Animal Companion. I don't like... Well, I like all of these. I don't like the fact that I have this choice because I want the card draw that Loot Hoarder will provide. I want the Animal Companion that Animal Companion provides because they're all pretty good in their own way. And Timberwolf is just good the more beasts we have. I think I have to go for some card draw. Some semblance of card draw at least. Another Timberwolf. River Crocodilus, Shattered Sun Cleric. I can't keep taking Timberwolves because then I'll have just a deck stacked with 1/1. So we're going to take the Shattered Sun Cleric. Piloted Shredder is really good. It's a good trade. So we're taking it. Lord of the Arena is a taunt. Could be good. Or Cobra Shot. I think I got to take Lord of the Arena. I mean, Cobra Shot's okay. But, yeah. You know, we'll take the Core Hound even though it's going to die so easily. Mogashaw Warden's okay. Starving Buzzard is so much mana that I just can't take it. I'm going to take another Burly Rockjaw Trog there. Houndmaster could be really good. Or Harvest Golem. I mean, my mana curve is curving a bit too high that way. We'll take the Houndmaster and hope for the best. Mountain Giant. Fellreaver or Bestial Wrath. So Fellreaver is interesting. Whenever your opponent plays a card, discard the top 3 cards of your deck. So this could turn against us pretty quickly. On the other hand, it is an 8/8 for 5 mana. This is good if we can draw a lot of cards. And then this is okay, but it's only this turn. So I think I'll go with the Mountain Giant. I don't trust myself with the Fellreaver to be able to play it correctly. Stormpike Commando, Deadly Shot, or Scavenging Hyena. Well, this is interesting because Scavenging Hyena could be really good. Again, had I known these cards were going to pop up, I would have taken things like Snake Trap. Would have been a lot better. We do have some beasts. Not a ton, but we have a few. But I'm going to take Deadly Shot. It's really good. Another Loot Hoarder, sure, why not? Salty Dog, Stranglethorn Tiger, or Boulder Fist Ogre. I'm going to take the Ogre. It's got the most HP. I think it's good. I value it highly enough. Recombobulator is interesting. Clockwork Giant costs 1 less for each card in your opponent's hand, so this is good against Warlocks and stuff, but I don't know if we'll be able to play it here. Or a Molten Giant, which we probably will be able to play, which means if we get past 20 health or lower than 20 health, we can play this on turn 10. And so on. So, yeah. We'll take the Molten Giant, I think. There's the Tundra Rhino, which I will take just in case we can get a Core Hound play with it. Or something, another Core Hound, but I'm going to take Boulder Fist Ogre. Boulder Fist Ogres are great. Explosive Trap is good clearance, so we'll take that. Clockwork Gnome is pretty good, plus it's a 1-mana card, so I'll definitely take that. Another Piloted Shredder, sure, of course. Little Exorcist. Lil Exorcist, you got to pronounce that right. Taunt and Battlecry gain +1/+1 for each enemy Death Rattle minion. Situational, but it could be good. It's really good if you're building specifically against Death Rattle deck. Arcane Golem could be really good. And Matter Bomber is fun, but no guarantee that it'll work out. So it deals 6 random damage split between all characters, just like Mad Bomber, but Matter. I like Arcane Golem because it lets us do damage quickly, and even though it gives our opponent an extra mana crystal, I think it's good enough. It lets us charge, so it lets us either clear a card out right away, or it lets us, clear out another creature that same turn, or we can save it and use it for a finisher. And I'm going to be more aggressive. I'm going to try to be more aggressive than I normally am. I usually play more of a defensive kind of game where instead of attacking my opponent too much, I try to clear the board out. But seeing how I'm playing a hunter, okay, interesting. I'm going to throw everything but the explosive trap back. Explosive Trap's hard not to keep because it's good early clear. This is pretty good. Explosive Rockjaw Trog could be good, especially if our opponent plays lots of spells, and hopefully those spells don't kill my Rockjaw Trog. This is okay. Would have liked at least one card maybe with a 1 mana cost that I could play. So for now, we're just going to hit our opponent with our hero ability. On the next turn, I'll probably use my coin here to play the Dragonling mechanic. It'll put 2 cards out there, force my opponent to either use his ability to kill the 2/1 Dragonling, and yeah. Whoop. So I could have played the Burly Rockjaw Trog, but decided against that. And I could have played the Arcane Golem, but I don't want to give my opponent an extra mana crystal right now. Now he had to use that, and that doesn't leave him much else to do this turn. So we'll kill this. He gets a secret. So it could be a number of things. We're going to play this to buff this up, and also if that is a mirror entity, and it's not, we would have just been giving him this without a battle cry. If I played the Loot Hoarder, mirror entity would have given him that, and that's not good. So Houndmaster, if I had a beast out there, and I don't, I could use Houndmaster to clear it out. But instead we're gonna take our time a little bit. Kind of. Okay, so that's probably a counterspell that my opponent has, so I gotta keep that in mind. And he might have... I gotta watch out for Flame Strike next turn. It's interesting because he could have used his hero ability to buff that up, but he didn't. But that's okay. Okay, just gonna use that to kill that instead. So I won't be able to kill that easily. I could do a couple of things. I could play Arcane Golem if I wanted to, an Explosive Trap or something like that, to clear this out. In fact, I could clear that out with Arcane Golem and then clear this out, which is not terrible. And then I use Deadly Shot. Yeah, that's coming together, and then I use Deadly Shot to kill that. So, unfortunately it gives my opponent a mana crystal, but that's okay. Assuming that that's not a counter spell, and it most likely is. Oh, it's a duplicate. Never mind, that's great. Of all the cards to duplicate, I'm okay with duplicating that one. It will give my opponent taunts, but that's okay. I don't have any Death Rattle minions right now, so... So I could work with that. He uses a flame cannon, that's fine. Unfortunately, Explosive Trap won't do more damage with Ogre Magi out there, so that's not a thing. Tundra Rhino, I don't have any real beasts. I'm going to play Lord of the Arena, I think. I could play Explosive Trap, Burly Rockjaw Trog, and just see if I can bait something out, I guess. This Tundra Rhino Houndmaster seems like a good combo, but I'd need to wait. You know what? Let's do this, because I don't care if this dies as much. And we'll play the Explosive Trap. I won't capture too many cards with it, but it's my goal. Oh, it does do 3 damage. Well, what do you know? Never mind. Then that worked out rather well. I learned something new today. Emperor Cobra. Okay, that's something that we can kill with the Gladiator Longbow, I think. I'd rather kill with the Gladiator Longbow at least. assuming that's not a counterspell. It doesn't seem like it is. I don't know what my opponent played as far as secret. It's probably a mirror entity. So I gotta watch out for that. Okay. Polymorph. Annoying. That's okay. My goal is to make him run out of spells. He did leave that alive, which is nice. Okay, so out of all of these, which one do I want to give my opponent most? I think I'm going to play... Well, you know what? I could play the Houndmaster. It does give my opponent a 4-3, or do I want to give my opponent a 2-5? I think I'll play this. We'll see if that's a mirror entity. It is not. Interesting. And we'll actually do that. I'm going to kill that, and we're going to attack directly. So if that's not a mirror entity, it's not a duplicate. Could be a counterspell. Aw, goes my awesome sheep. Could be a counterspell, but it could also be the thing that lets him live when he's down to 1 health. I forget what it's called. Ice barrier or ice something. Ice something or other. But as long as that's not a mirror entity, that is wonderful. So first I'm going to shoot him because I don't like him. Then we're going to play this guy, and then we'll play this guy. So even if he does have a flame strike, I still get another creature, and then he'd have to kill this off. Doing pretty well. Another fireball. It's annoying. And he's got a Fell Reaper. The card that I decided not to draw. That's fine. I'm going to do this. 2, 3. I could be a jerk about it. Well, I can't play that many cards because I don't have the mana. 2, 3. He's got 9 cards left. That's fine. And we'll attack directly. I could just work on finishing him off with my hero ability, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Alright. Yeah, that's why I don't trust myself with things like Fell Reapers. Especially if I had a whole bunch of small cards. I could have caused him to completely run out of cards. Now I learned this from just playing on my own against people that played Fell Reapers. I can't get somebody to overdraw. I can't get somebody to run out of cards and then every other card I play after that causes them to overdraw, because the Fell Reaper only gets you to discard cards if you have cards in your hand. You lead them to the point where they start overdrawing on their next turn, but or fatiguing out, I guess is the proper term. But still, I'm going to throw this back. I'm going to throw this back. I'm going to keep the Demolisher. Now, you may be asking, why am I throwing the Timberwolf back? Because it's going to get killed pretty quickly by my mage opponent there, and yeah. Now this might be a little dumb, because my opponent can use his hero ability and coin into his hero ability, but if I can get him to use up a coin, good. And if not, that's fine too. So here we are, going to be a little bit aggressive. Now you can use your hero ability to kill one of them. Can't kill them both. And probably Demolisher in the next turn. Okay, it gets me a card. It's me Houndmaster, which unfortunately is not that good right now. We're playing against Days. Yeah. So, always playing against time. In this case, it's Days. Let's see what my opponent does. I'm always nervous when my opponent has a lot more cards than me.
What to do? What to do?
clearly conflicted about what he wants to play. Scarlet Crusader, okay. Unfortunately, that won't do it. Unfortunately, I don't have a good way around it, per se. So what I'm thinking is we don't kill this. We attack directly. Let me put this out there. Because if I killed that right now, I get healed by 5, but it's not really worth, yeah, the 5. Okay, so he chooses to kill that stuff. My Molten Giant's a little further away from me being able to play it, but I'm perfectly fine with that. I just wish I had more creatures that I could play earlier on. The Shredders would have been awesome. Would have loved to have had both of them in my opening hand, or some of the other stuff like the mech that I have. That's the one. The Harvest Golem. Just couldn't think of that name. Timberwolf. Doesn't help me. But what I can do is this and that and attack directly. Oh crap. Interesting. I've never seen that before. Whenever you draw this, deal 2 damage to all characters. Luckily it doesn't kill all of my stuff, but it did injure it. Well, isn't that interesting? It killed more of my opponent's stuff than it did mine. So, alright, well, I can play Lord of the Arena, which is not a terrible thing. What's the Leviathan, by the way? It's a 7/7 mech for 7. Interesting. Let's play this instead. Let's do that. Let's do that. And we're just going to hit our opponent and keep hitting him, basically, until he stops. He's going to coin probably Leviathan. Flame Strike. Fair enough. I'm going to save Deadly Shot for later and play this instead. And my theory is if he plays that Flame Leviathan, is that what it was called? I think so. I'll kill this with that and then play Deadly Shot to kill the Leviathan. Or I just attack directly. Instead he's drawing 2 cards. Okay, he could still get a Polymorph or a Fireball, which would be a pain. I'm doing good damage right now, so I want to keep up the pressure as much as possible. Frostbolt. It's annoying. Micro Machine. Also annoying. This doesn't exactly take care of the Micro Machine, but it is something. And I guess he could run the Micro Machine into it if he wants to. The nice thing is, my opponent has, give or take, 6 turns, but he's got a lot of cards, and he can clear this out. He's going to run the Micro Machine into it. Fair enough. Alright, so that almost seems like it's worth playing Deadly Shot to kill. So I don't have a better way of killing it. We'll play this, and we'll play that. So again, my opponent is on a bit of a timer. If he has taunts, those will help him greatly. Hopefully he does not. If I can actually have a creature live long enough and do some more damage, that timer increases greatly. So as long as he doesn't get taunts, I'm going to be happy. Because I can do 6 damage next turn. 7 if I count my Whirling Blades. Good. 8.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Boom. I think I can win next turn, but we'll see. Unless he's got secrets or healing. He's got Flame Strike. Gets me a Micro Machine, which is kind of fun. That's going to die right away, by the way. There's no way he's going to just let that live. But yeah, unless he's... Okay, there we go. Nice. Well played, Days. So that went pretty well. I like Hunter. And with that, I'm going to put a break in this video, folks. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please show your support. Leave a like. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. Get updates whenever I post new stuff. And as always, my name's Adusium. I appreciate you guys tuning in. And I'll see you folks next time. Later.